Hello guys, Belle here, going to give you a little bit of a walkthrough on the artifact weapon for the Destruction Warlock in Legion. This is in beta, so this is the most up-to-date information as of today when doing this video. So let's talk about a little bit in regards to the artifact weapon. So in case you've been living under a rock, don't know much about the artifact weapon, there will not be any weapon drops in Legion as far as the Legion content is concerned, because your main weapon is going to be your artifact weapon. Now, it's important to note that the artifact weapon is going to be spec specific, and it's going to have its own quest line that is pretty awesome in that regard, because you're not going to have to complete the same quest and go through the same information to acquire for the other specs. So let's talk a little bit about the Destruction artifact weapon, which is going to be the Scepter of Sargeras, which is pretty nice, pretty cool looking. Some of the customizations are also equally awesome as far as that's concerned. But you do pick this up, you'll pick this up right at the beginning of Legion, and you'll be able to use it. Now, it's important to note that this is going to level with you. So as you gain power, your artifact weapon is going to gain power. You're going to be able to take care of things with the artifact weapon within your class hall, which, in case you guys didn't see that, that's going to be right here. I'll actually do it again just to make sure that you guys did see that. But that's actually going to engage the UI that you'll have for your artifact weapon. Now, I do have a level 1 tune that was rolled on a PvP server, so essentially it has everything unlocked already. Let's talk about a couple things that are important to note. With your all artifact weapons, you have your relic power. You're actually going to be able to pick up these relics, and you'll be able to socket them into your weapon. Now, this is going to increase your weapon's item level, and you're also going to be able to unlock additional ranks for minor traits, and you'll unlock those traits with additional artifact power as well. So, like, as you see, the stolen power trait here takes quite a bit of artifact power, which the artifact power you'll acquire through leveling, world quests, class hall quests, like an abundance of things is what you'll be able to acquire the artifact power with. So your relics, you'll be able to pick these up. You have the Fell artifact relics, and then you'll also have the fire relic slot. So this will actually increase your item level as well as your rank. As you see, each talent has a specific set of ranks that are available there that you can utilize to make each trait more powerful. So your artifact weapon is actually a good portion of your power is going to come from that, which is going to be pretty interesting to see how this plays out in PvE and PvP. So I do think that that's pretty cool. But I'm going to go into each, I'm going to hover and go over each trait just so you know what you're looking at as far as what it means to be Destruction in Legion with the Scepter of Sargeras. So this first one here, pretty sure this is the one you start out with. I would have to go back to my level 100 that acquired the artifact with the questline. I'm pretty sure your Dimensional Rift is the very first one that you do get, because it is something that you use as your artifact, one of your artifact abilities. So with your Dimensional Rift, it is an instant ability. It has a 45-second recharge. This does rip a hole in time and space, opening a portal that damages your target. Now, as you continue to acquire your artifact power to unlock your traits, I'll just go in the order in which it happens. And as you see, this is very similar to the old talent trees in nature, in which you must unlock one in order to unlock other in the subset. The other one you have here is the Flames of the Pit. This is passive. It does increase fire damage you deal by 4%, which is important as any kind of a warlock, really, but specifically to Destruction. You then have I'll go ahead and I guess start back here to make sure I don't want to forget. I guess I could just start here. I don't want to forget any of them for you guys. So going off of that, we'll start up here. You also have Devour Life. This will go up to 3 ranks. This is a passive ability. Drain Life has a 45% chance to increase the damage and healing by 25% for 15 seconds. You also have Residual Flames. This is rank, can get up to 3 ranks. It's also passive, increases damage dealt by Immolate by 30%, which is pretty massive already, since your Immolate ticks and does quite a bit of damage already. So an additional 30% is going to be quite useful. Your Conflagration of Chaos, this is passive. Conflagrate has a chance to guarantee your next Conflagrate critically strikes and to increase its damage by your critical strike chance, which is also going to be pretty useful and quite powerful to be able to use and have that as part of your weapon. You also have Planeswalker. This allows 1 rank. It's a passive. Transporting through the Demonic Gateway heals you for 50% of your maximum health. I cannot tell you how excited I am to be using this in PvP. I don't know if I have a lot of Destruction PvP guys out there, but I'm telling you, I'm super stoked about this one just because a lot of survivability if you choose to use your Demonic Gateway. Even if you're using it in PvP, really, I'm super excited about being able to get live in Legion and having this as part of my ability for a PvP aspect. Those of you that are Raiders, I'm sure, especially not... We as Warlocks don't really have to rely on heals as much anyway. We never have. We've always been pretty self-sufficient as far as survivability goes. But this means you get to survive, and 50% of your maximum health is pretty awesome. You also have Master of Disaster. This allows up to 3 ranks. Increases damage dealt by Incinerate by 15%, which is nice because Incinerate, as we all know, is our filler spell. So that's pretty nice, a 15% jump. Now, this is at rank 3, so my assumption is, with it being 50%, probably starts off at 5% for your first one, and then your rank 2 will be 10%, and your rank 3 will be 15%. Still good, no matter what, because it's an increase in damage. You can't be sad about that. For your Stolen Power, this costs an extreme amount of artifact power, so my assumption here is that this is like your super special. Continue to unlock the power within Sargeras' Scepter and the distant realms in which it's tied, and does increase your damage by 0.5%. So with the Stolen Power, I'm actually going to need to do a little bit more research on that to find out. I mean, this is like the best of the best, my assumption is here. Probably for you, I'm assuming that this will probably allow some type of transformation to your to your artifact weapon to be able to increase it. Maybe beyond a cap would be my assumption. I should have probably looked at that prior to the video, but this one caught me a little bit off guard because I wasn't aware of this one as far as the Destruction Warlock was concerned. You also have the Lord of the Flames. This allows up to 1 rank. Now, this is a passive ability. Once every 10 minutes, your Infernal's Meteor Strike will summon 3 additional Infernals to serve you for 25 seconds. Those of us that are Warlocks, your Infernal, this is going to be your area. This is your area attack demon. I did use this in several instances in Warlords of Draenor. I do plan on using it again in Legion. There are many instances when there's multiple mobs that you're dealing with in PvE that the Infernal is going to be a lot useful for, especially because its initial damage when it's when you bring on your Infernal is widespread, and it's a pretty good amount of damage. So once every 10 minutes for getting this, because it is on a 10-minute cooldown, you get to summon 3 additional Infernals. That's pretty badass, if I do say so myself. Your Burning Hunger, this is a passive ability, increases the critical strike chance of your Immolate by 30%. Awesome. Once again, this is a rank 3, so you're building up to that 30%. My assumption is with rank 1, probably not going to start out at 30%, but likely maybe 10%, and then increase every 10 per there once you're rank 3. You also have Eternal Struggle. This will allow up to 3 ranks. This is also passive. After casting Life Tap, you take 30% less damage for 6 seconds, which is pretty awesome. I did the Destruction spell preview. I was super happy to see Life Tap back. I was very sad when they took it from Destro Warlocks. But since it restores your mana at the cost of some of your health here, you're actually going to you'll take less damage. So especially when you're using this in any kind of encounter, which would be the only time I could see you using your Life Tap, for obvious reasons, because you need that mana to be able to continue to cast. I think being able to take less damage for 6 seconds if you're being hit by a mob or whatever the case may be, I still think that's pretty awesome, and in PvP as well. Your Impish Incineration, this goes up to rank 1, another passive, of course, increases damage dealt by your Imp Firebolt by 18%. Your Grimoire of Supremacy increases damage dealt by your Doomguard's Doombolt by 18%. And your Grimoire of Sacrifice, Demonic Power damage increases by 50%, which is pretty nice. Let's see. We also have Fire from the Sky. This will go up to 3 ranks, increases damage dealt by your Rain of Fire by 15%. So once again, because this is a rank 3, you're probably going to start off at 5% and increase incrementally up to 15% to be able to have more power. Now you should know that the Rain of Fire did get a slight damage buff as well. So I know that they nerfed our damage and made it where it didn't generate embers in Warlord's Drainer, which it's not like it matters because we have soul shards back, so that's really not even important at the end of the day now. But they did give an overall buff to Rain of Fire back in Legion, so to see an increase to 15% already from the small buff that it got, it's pretty amazing. I'm definitely not sad about that. You also have your Soul Snatcher. This actually makes me laugh for obvious reasons, but this can go up to rank 3. And your Chaos Bolt has a 15% chance to refund 1 Soul Shard. That's pretty huge. So just because Soul Shards are a lot harder to come by than Embers were, but your Chaos Bolt, I think it takes 2 now. Yeah, it consumes 2 Soul Shards. So effectively, if you have 5 Soul Shards up, you get 2 full Chaos Bolts. So for it to be able to refund, that would actually be quite powerful. So I'm happy to see that on there as well. You also have your Demonic Durability. This reduces the cooldown of your Unending Resolve by 30 seconds, which your Unending Resolve is on a 1-minute cooldown. So that's pretty awesome. Happy about that, definitely. And it's rank 1, so you don't need to waste any other artifact power on acquiring anything else for this specific trait. You also have the Fire and Flames. This is rank 3. Reduces the cast time of your Incinerate by 10%. So because this is 3rd rank, it's a little... I'm not sure how they're going to increment that, but your Incinerate is a 1.61 second cast based off the haste and stuff that I have set up here with your base PvP gear at level 110. But so 10%, that's pretty nice. That's going to lower it quite a bit, enable you to be able to continue to cast it and to generate your soul shards. So I think that's pretty nice. I like it. You also have Chaotic Instability, increases critical strike damage dealt by Chaos Bolt by 8%. Here's what makes me laugh about this, and this is rank 3, so you can expect it to increment, probably start off, I don't know, maybe it'll start off 2, 4, 3, whatever. With being able to have additional damage per critical strike, we already crit strike pretty much every single time we Chaos Bolt. So this is good. The 8% is a nice little damage boost, and I'm pretty excited to see what this looks like as far as damage goes. But I think, especially in light of the other abilities, I think that this is pretty nice, and it's a pretty hefty boost with an already overpowered Chaos Bolt, if I do say so myself, which I love Chaos Bolts, guys. This is the reason I'm Destruction. And finally, we have the Dimension Ripper. This goes to rank 1. Passive, Incinerate has a 6% chance to grant a charge of Dimensional Rift. Now, we talked about the Dimensional Rift before. Your Dimensional Rift, you do have 3 charges of that, and you, of course, rip a hole in time and space, opening a portal that damages your target. Now, I will have shown you Dimensional Rift and what that cast looks like already on the Destruction spell and talent preview that was previously done. You'll just have to go back and look through the channel, find the playlist, and watch that if you want to see the animation. So this is what it looks like as far as your traits for your Scepter of Sargeras. Pretty excited about it. I think this means something great. As you see, I have a total of 34 ranks purchased, which is the max here, minus your Stolen Power, which is an extreme amount of artifact power here. And that's what it looks like there. Now, the last and final thing I do want to show you is I want to talk about the appearances with you. And I need to try to rearrange my screen here to give you guys a better view of what the appearances are going to look like. As soon as I swap over to the Appearance tab, it's going to... Sorry if I'm turning the screen. Okay. So, obviously, you start off with your green. And all of these are going to be unlocked by doing class hall campaigns, right? So you'll be able to unlock these different looks. But for the first tier, there'll be a bunch of stuff in your order hall that you'll have to do for those class campaigns in your order hall. And you'll be able to unlock the different looks of it, which I'm pretty excited just because I think it's nice that people have different options so that not everybody's the same. I wish there was a little bit more than just 4 color choices, but I mean, they covered all the basics, so I guess that's good. I personally am excited to see the purple one. And I'm sure you Horde are going to really, really love to see the red ones, because I know you guys are about red. I'm not Horde, so I'm all about not red. But I do like the look of red. I think that's pretty nice. And I do like the blue, actually, as well. So then for your Hubris of the Dark Titan Witch, you complete the Warlock class haul campaign. This will actually change. It's kind of like beefing up your thing in general. It's going to beef up your artifact weapon, and it gives you, if you can tell, there's a slight difference in look from one to the next. The fire coming off that in the middle is awesome, but yeah, I definitely, just to see the difference in the weapon here. And then your Echo of Gul'dan, so badass, guys. This is probably, like, I'm most looking forward to this when it comes to the artifact weapon, because that yellow is really nice, actually. That'll match quite a few different mogs I've seen. And then you have the red again. And then your Shadow of the Destroyer. So your Echo of Gul'dan, you complete the questline Balance of Power, and then you'll be able to acquire that artifact appearance. And then for your Shadow of the Destroyer, complete the quest, the Victor Spoils, after reaching Prestige level 2 for PvP. I'm assuming Prestige is the only thing that's in relation to PvP. But, and then if you have that there, which is cool. I like this for us PvPers because we're going to be able to be set apart from the PvEers, which is pretty nice. So not going to complain about that. Definitely think that's pretty awesome. And that gives you a reason to prestige, to be perfectly honest with you. I plan on doing it just because I want the look of this weapon, because it's legit. The moving parts on it kind of creep me out just a little bit, but I mean, we're Warlocks, so we really shouldn't be creeped out. There's the blue, just so that you can kind of check it out. That orb, I'm assuming, is where all the souls live. I don't really know what's going on inside that orb, but it looks pretty legit. The green's nice. And the red's pretty badass. So definitely enjoying the look of the Scepter. Pretty excited. And you'll have to unlock each of these. Like, in order to be able to get the blue version, you'll have to reach Prestige level 5 and earn the Crest of Heroism. For each of these, to get the first ones, you start off, and then as you continue to go into the Legion content and do more achievements and more quest lines that are required, you'll be able to unlock those appearances throughout. So the cool thing about this is this weapon's going to be leveling with you. It's something you're going to be always moving towards and working towards. My assumption is once you've gotten all the things you could possibly get and unlocked everything, I'm thinking that they're probably using this as a trial, so we'll probably be able to see how this works out later with them adding to what we already have here. So lots of changes still being made, though, guys. So there could be additions made, but this is going to be your most up-to-date information as it is here for you to be able to have. I really wish they would allow us to, in beta, be able to unlock the appearances, but at least they give you the weapon without having to do the quest lines, so that I could show you guys the work. Now, it's also important to note that from your screen here, you'll also be able to view your artifact talents and deal with that UI from your person. So you don't necessarily have to come back to your hall and do all that, which that's glorious. So that is a look at the Scepter of Sargeras and what that has to offer you. I will be doing all of the specs and all of the classes, so if you do main other classes or you do play other specs, you will just give me some time and you'll be seeing that on the YouTube channel. If you are new to PWNCAST, make sure you give the channel a subscribe so that you can stay up to date on all the Legion news and just World of Warcraft news in general. If you're watching this video, you're already here, why not just give me a little like? Just hit that thumbs up button because you know I deserve it. Also, comment on the video. Tell me what you think about the artifact weapon. Tell me how you feel about being Destruction and Legion. Let's banter about it. I want to hear your thoughts. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.